The last rule, humans broke the galaxy, had many rules. Some rules were about trade. Some rules were about war. Some rules were about survival. But there was one rule above all others. A rule every intelligent species agreed on. A rule never questioned. Never involve humans in a galactic war. Humans were strange. They were emotional. They were stubborn. They did not always follow logic. Other species calculated risks. Humans ignored them. Other species retreated to save lives. Humans stayed and fought. The Galactic Council studied Earth carefully. A small blue planet. Young. Technology. No massive fleets. Humans were not weak. They were uncontrolled. So, the Council made a decision long ago. Humans would be observed. Humans would be avoided. And humans would never be asked to fight. Then the Carvax Empire arrived. Their ships were enormous. Their weapons were flawless. Their strategy was perfect. They attacked without warning. Entire planets fell in days. Civilizations, with thousands of years of history, surrendered. They believed surrender meant survival. They were wrong. The Carvax destroyed them anyway. The Galactic Council met in emergency session. Reports flooded in. Fleet destroyed. Planet lost. Population erased. The strongest alliances collapsed. Fear spread through the chamber. Still, no one spoke the forbidden name. No one said humans, because the rules still existed. Days passed that more worlds burned. Then a single council member stood. Voice shaking. We have no fleets left. No defenses. No future. Silence. And then the words came out quietly. What about the humans? Gasps filled the room. That breaks the rule, someone said. They will fight until everything is destroyed. The reply was simple. Everything is already being destroyed. The council sent a message to Earth, not a demand, not an order, a request, a plea. We need help. Earth replied quickly. No debate, no hesitation. The message was short. You should have called earlier. Humans did not ask for payment. They did not ask for power. They asked one question. Where is the enemy? Humans did not arrive with perfect ships. They arrived with modified ones. Mining ships with weapons welded on. Cargo ships turned into carriers. Old technology pushed beyond limits. It was not elegant, but it worked. Humans studied the Carvax carefully. They learned patterns, then they broke them. They adapted faster than any species ever had. Loss did not stop them. Loss taught them. The Carvax saw the human fleet. They laughed. These are the humans. They are unorganized. They are weak. Then the battle began. Human ships moved unpredictably. They charged when retreat was expected. They retreated when attack was expected. They sacrificed ships to save others. The Carvax could not understand it. This was not logical war. This was human war. During the battle, the Carvax commander sent a message. Why do you keep fighting? Your losses are high. Defeat is certain. The human commander answered calmly. Because defeat has never stopped us. Humans did not fight for territory. They fought for people. For families. For strangers. For planets they had never seen. They fought because someone asked for help, and humans do not ignore that call. The war changed. Carvax victories became costly. Every battle damaged their fleet. Every advance slowed them down. Humans made war unpredictable. Their was no clean victory, no safe path. Forward, the Karvaks made a decision. They withdrew, not because they were defeated, but because fighting humans had no end. Victory against humans cost too much. The Galactic Council met again. The old rule was erased. New rule was written. They will fight humans alone. Never underestimate humans. The galaxy learned the truth. Humans do not win because they are perfect. They win because they never give up. The war was over. The Karvaks' empire had retreated. The galaxy was silent. But peace did not mean safety, because the rule had been broken. And every broken rule has a price. Planets were rebuilding. Cities rose from ruins. Survivors looked to the stars. They all asked the same question. What happens now? The Galactic Council had won the war, but they had changed something far more dangerous. They had shown the galaxy what humans could do. Other species began to observe Earth, not with curiosity, with fear. Humans were still young, still emotional, still unpredictable. Yet they had stopped an empire. Some races wanted human alliances, Oter's human technology. A few wanted something darker. They wanted to control humans. In secret, several powerful species met, not to celebrate peace, but to prevent another human war. Their plan was simple. Limit human expansion, restrict human fleets, control human influence. They called it protection. Humans called it something else. The council delivered new laws to Earth. Restrictions, boundaries, rules. They told humans it was for galactic safety. Earth listened. Then Earth replied. Humans had followed rules before. They remembered how that ended. Humans did not declare war. They did not threaten the council. They did something worse. Tape-repared shipyards expanded. Training increased. Technology evolved faster than ever. Humans did not want power. They wanted choice. Earth sent a message to the council. It was calm. It was polite. It said only this: we will not be controlled. Minor power tested humanity. They blocked human trade routes. They seized a human ship. They expected negotiation. They received action. Human fleets arrived within hours. No threats, no speeches. The ship was recovered. The blockade disappeared. The galaxy understood something terrifying. Humans were not aggressive, but they were decisive. They did not escalate slowly. They ended problems quickly. The Galactic Council met again. Fear returned. A new rule was written, not in public records, but in quiet agreement. Never corner humans. Never take away their choices. The galaxy learned a new truth. Humans do not seek control, but they will never accept it. Breaking the first rule awakened humanity. Breaking the second rule would wake something far worse. Asterisk. Humans are polite. They ask before they act. They warn before they strike. They explain before they fight. The galaxy misunderstood this. They thought asking meant weakness. They were wrong. After the war, humans stayed calm. They traded. They rebelled. They followed agreements. The Galactic Council relaxed. Some believed humans were finished. Others believed humans could be managed. They believed humans would always ask permission. They made a terrible mistake. A distant human colony sent a message to Earth. Short. Urgent. Earth supplies are blocked. Our ships are searched. Our people are detained. The council said it was a misunderstanding. They asked humans to be patient. Humans waited. Once. A second message. ARRIVED. Human ship had been seized. Its crew was missing. The council promised an investigation. They asked humans to remain calm. Humans listened, and then they sent a message back. We are requesting the immediate return of our people. It was polite, clear, final. Humans have an unwritten rule. Ask once, warn once. After that, they act. The council delayed. Committees formed. Meetings continued. Time passed. Humans stopped sending messages. Earth went quiet. No threats, no speeches, no demands. Some believed this was a good sign. Veterans of the Carvax War knew better. Humans were no longer asking. They were preparing. Human fleets appeared near the blocked systems. Not large, not dramatic, precise. They disabled defenses without destroying cities. They shut down command ships. They took control of communication. Hubs. No warnings were broadcast. No negotiations. Offer. The council finally sent a message. We are ready to talk. The human reply was immediate. You had your chance. Human forces recovered their people. They released detained civilians. Then they left. But they did not restore what they had disabled. The galaxy panicked. Humans had not conquered territory. They had not demanded payment. They had simply solved the problem efficiently, decisively. Without permission. From that day on, a new truth spread quietly. Humans are reasonable until they are ignored. Humans negotiate until negotiation is used against them. And when humans stop asking, they do not argue. They act. The galaxy learned the most frightening lesson yet. The sound of human anger is loud, but the silence before it is far worse. The galaxy had learned many lessons about humans. Do not underestimate them. Do not corner them. Do not ignore their warnings. One species believed they were smarter than that. They believed humans could be controlled. They called themselves the Accord. They were ancient, calm, highly intelligent. They had never lost a war. Not because they were strong, but because they controlled outcomes before wars began. They watched humanity carefully, and they reached a conclusion. Humans are dangerous but manageable. Valyrian did not plan invasion. They planned influence, trade limits, technology licenses, navigation permissions. Slow control. They pushed laws through the Galactic Council. Rules that applied only to humans. Rules meant to maintain balance. Humans noticeth. Immediately. Earth requested clarification. Polite. Professional. Why are these restrictions applied only to us? The council hesitated. The Valyrian answered instead, for your own safety. Humans did not respond right away. They studied. They remembered history. Human ships were delayed at checkpoints. Human research stations lost access to resources. Human colonies were labeled high-risk zones. Nothing. Too violent. Nothing obvious. Just pressure. The Valiran believed humans would adapt quietly. They were wrong. Humans follow patterns. They tolerate inconvenience. They tolerate unfairness. For a while, but when restrictions turn into control, humans sink her. Earth sent one message. Short. Clear. These measures must be lifted. They validen. Refused. They believed humans had no choice. They believed humans needed the galaxy. Dependence meant obedience. They had studied human psychology, but they misunderstood one thing. Humans have been controlled before by MB systems, by rulers who claimed it was for their good. It never ended well. Humans do not react instantly. They prepare. Quietly. Human trade routes changed overnight. New alliances formed outside council control. Independent networks appeared. Human technology advanced without licenses. The Valiran realized something was wrong. Humans were no longer participating. They were building alternatives. The Valiran acted. They froze human access to key systems. They blocked human communication. Relays stopped. They expected panic. Instead, they received silence. 10 moment human fleets appeared across Valiran-controlled space. Not to attack cities. Not to destroy worlds. They disabled infrastructure. Power grids, data hubs, command relays. Clean. Precisely. Valiran could not coordinate, could not respond, could not control anything. The Valiran understood too late. Humans did not need to rule. They only needed to remove control. And humans were very good at that. The Valiran Accord collapsed. Not from war. From irrelevance. Data systems restored only after restrictions were removed. Every restriction. Every limitation. The galaxy learned a new rule. Humans do not demand power, but they will destroy any system that tries to own them. The species that tried to control humanity never tried again. The galaxy believed it understood humans. It wrote rules about them, warnings about them, laws to limit them. But there was one rule the galaxy never wrote. Not because it was forgotten, but because no one understood it until it was too late. The wars were over. The Karvaks were gone. The Valiran were silent. Trade routes were open again. The Galactic Council declared a new era. An era of balance, an era of cooperation. Humans returned to their worlds. They rebuilt cities. They expanded colonies. They explored quietly. To many, it looked like humans had settled down. The galaxy relaxed. But some species kept watching. Earth. They noticed something strange. Humans were not celebrating victory. They were not demanding influence. They were not asking for power. Instead, they were preparing. Not for war, for responsibility. Humans remember things differently. They remember losses. They remember promises. They remember who stood with them and who waited until it was safe. Humans did not hate the galaxy, but they did not forget. In private meetings, council members whispered, "What do humans want now? Will they demand control? Will they seek revenge?" No one asked humans directly, because deep down, they were afraid of the answer. Then Earth sent a message. Not a threat, not a demand. An invitation. A gathering. Every major species was invited, no condition, no weapons, just a conversation. The galaxy hesitated, 10T went. A single human representative stood. No uniform, no rank, just a person. And they said, "We were once told never to be involved. We were once controlled. We were once ignored. We learned from all of it." The chamber was silent. The human continued, "We do not want to rule you. We do not want your fear. We want something simpler. We want choice. Choice to help. Choice to walk away. Choice. 2 humans looked around the chamber and then said the words that changed everything. Never force humans to become what they hate. Never push humans until resistance is the only option. Never mistake human patience for weakness. This is the rule you never wrote. For the first time, the galaxy truly understood. Humans were not dangerous because they loved war. Humans were dangerous because they fought only when necessary. And when they did, they finished it. The Galactic Council voted not on laws, not on limits, but on trust. Humans were given full autonomy, no special restrictions, no secret controls. For the first time, humans were treated as equals. The galaxy survived many threats. Empires, machines, ancient weapons. But the greatest lesson it ever learned was simple. Humans do not need rules to tell them who to be. They only need freedom to choose.